Mark was earlier was talking about blogging. And as we all know, blogging is just one part of social media. Blogging is just one part of social media. Social being under new media. So, baka you are saying na baka you're not relevant. You're all part of social media. So why is it important? It's a way of getting breaking news or facts that otherwise are not spaced out in a timely manner. So we all love being online, right? So, like in Facebook, how many Facebook users are there here? Like almost all, I think of us has a Facebook account. We love sharing photos. We love to share videos. But there was a recent study. Before going to that recent study, let me explain that social media includes blog entries. We have microblogging, the Facebook, your friend feed, and also includes collaboration with a and a multimedia. We have videos, live streaming, photo essay, and apparently there's been a study, and we found out that in SMART, it was discussed by Manolo Quezon in a social media forum, that not all of us are content producers. Most of us are passive content consumers. We just, especially when it comes to political issues and social issues. We're not active producers, pero we actually, so that's what we call in, call it the social media school fee. Diba when you're in Facebook, you like to look at your friends, pagkatapos you like to interact with them, and then do more comments. It's like sometimes, in fact, sa Facebook has more comments than your blog, the blog entry itself. Diba? And you wonder why you have 2,000 readers, subscribers in your blog, but not all of them comment, like you get 1 or 2 comments. They're actually lurkers, but they're actually listing yourself. So instead of being liberated, we are strengthening the gatekeepers. That's why there's some, but it doesn't matter because you don't really care naman kung if, because you just want to read, and then you let the others who are well known in this to continue writing about the social issues. So people tend to read more than creating their own content. So those who are writers, like political bloggers, or those who are inclined to politics or social issues, actually get magnified in terms of their strength. Because most people would not go into that, will not compete. At the same time, in the internet, because it's very unmonitored, we don't know if the one writing has credibility or experience to write about this. So it weakens also the institutional gatekeepers like the government, the public, or those with authority. We cannot possibly monitor everything. But then it also, in terms of niches, they're emphasized. So more and more in Facebook get linked to a friend who reads, and therefore we read them when the friend reads and decides to share a link. And then in many ways, that's how we are exposed to the news. Minsan, I don't even read the newspaper anymore, I just newsfeed. And some people love to put news, like me, I like to put a lot of action news because I'm kids. So that's what's happening right now. Some people are emphasized, but what actually happens now? It also impacts mass media in a way because everyone breaks into niches, and each niches are dependent on those niches. You gravitate to one group. Then mass media cannot assume they have that mass already in terms of mass audience, mass rate, or involves. So what happens? That's the online world. We're all reading the news. But what happens in reality in the offline world? The reality is you're not that influential. Actually, it's TV. Not even newspaper, television. You don't even, I think the internet is a very small influence. But as you can see, 90% come from family, relatives, and friends. So although it's not measured, no, internet influence, it's possibly coming from the family or friends. Because they might have picked up the news online or your Facebook. So it's not directly measurable. So what's the significance of social media in the elections? Actually, it's called a political petri dish. Everything is under experimentation. This is where, for the first time, messaging methods, propaganda, disinformation, counter propaganda are being marketed. Who of you here have received text messages? Actually, yes, a lot of us, right? So, this is being tested. The advantage is it can be done right away, and you can see it go viral and cross over to mainstream media. And it relies on a preconceived bias, emotions, and those who are being experimented. So some of us pick it up and, you share it online, di ba? So, that is not actually a nice way of promoting something on social media. But if you are online, you know which is not a fact or a fiction. So, what is really the influence of online media and social elections? John Neary of the Inquirer said that what online does very well is to create buzz. It's not really a tool to convert undecided. Often you see Twitter fights, Facebook fights. Ako ilang beses na ako na-unfollow because I tend to take the underdog side, some things that are not covered in the newspapers or TV. So I'm very exposed to what's a fact and fiction. And it's a very difficult battle actually. But actually, that's what some would say na wala talagang influence, no, sa undecided. But as I will explain later in the project that we had, although I cannot count how many were converted, every time we had an interview with a candidate, they would say, "Thank you very much. I didn't know that the candidate was like this and like that." So of course we don't know on actual election day kung talagang convert sila. So social media is just a source of news itself. Sometimes it creates mini headlines, and sometimes it creates news in inner pages. Recently there was this black propaganda that was shared by email. It was a fake document, but none of us in Twitter were sharing it, but it was picked by media. That was something that was very strange because it was not even. Everybody knew it was fake. So social media in elections is basically things are attempted for the first time on a scale unprecedented. It has proven to be an incubator for influencing public opinion. Influence media perception and its quest to find a political patient who has the capacity to make something go viral. So they are just looking for someone who, or creating that person who can make something go viral. And we have seen that when the campaign season came, how many of these text messages are going around. And if you are very, very against a certain candidate, you will really. Some of us who know about it will lecture that, hey, this is not true. And in one case I said, hey, this email is not true. And then the person said, oh, if you were for that candidate, it doesn't matter. So it's really hard to, correct some of this inaccurate news. So social media has so many good and bad